We're back again. Today I'm going to show you how we put together this 8-foot 10-inch dinghy from Newport Vessels. It's called the Dana. It's not complicated. We already unpacked it, as you can see, but it comes pretty much like this, deflated. But what I want to show you is I'm going to show you the parts of the boat that we're going to be working on. So this is the pump. And this is the sides. These sides actually connect to panels 3 and 4 like this. And then this concave portion go towards the boat. This is the seat that we will be putting on. This is the panels go in number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna see we're gonna put panel 1 in first, then we're gonna put number 4 in next. And then when we get to that point, we're gonna put 2 and 3 together. And the tricky part on this is once you get ready to put 2 and 3 together, you need to do it like this and snap them in. It's not that easy, so you gotta get them close, really, really close. And once you do, you're gonna snap them in like this. Okay, so that's it for now. So let's see what we got to do. Let's do it. Okay, before we get started, you need to partially inflate the boat. And the reason you partially inflate the boat is that way the panels can go in their proper location. Because if you leave it flat, then you start inflating the boat, it might pinch the pinch the boat with the panel. So let's get it started. Let's inflate the boat. First thing I'm gonna tell you is, see this valve right here? This valve is inside. Right now, if you pump air and you disconnect the pump, air gonna come out. You need to do like this. You need to turn it clockwise. Now this is out. Now it would actually shut off, okay? We'll connect the pump up. It's a slot that goes in there and it locks. So you're gonna see, counterclockwise, now it's locked. Now we're gonna take the pump and we're just gonna pump it up. Like I said, it's a partial inflation. So we're gonna pump it up. It'll take a little bit, so that'll be it for now. It takes about 10 minutes to fully inflate this and get it going. I don't know if it's 10 minutes. I think it's more than 10 minutes. But as you can see it's starting to form. The shape of it's starting to form. You have 3 baffles in this boat, really 4. You got a baffle from here to here, which I'm pumping now. Then you got another baffle on the other side from there to there. Then you got another baffle that comes all the way around here to this part. We'll see that when I get to that side. And then also you have the keel. This is the keel. This is what shapes the V under the boat. You're probably wondering, how can this shape the V under the boat and it's inside the boat? Once you put the floor panels in and you pump this up, it pushes its way down and forms a V. Of course, if I pump it right now, it's gonna be on top. Put the floorboards in, it's gonna form the V. And that's called your keel. Okay? Remember I was telling you about how this should be popped out? This one is in. I'll show you an example of what happens when you start pumping. As you pump, you'll see it will inflate, but if you need to take it off, because you need to do the other, now watch this. The air is leaking out of it. Everything's leaking out. But so what we gotta do, we gotta make sure this thing is up like this, and now it won't. There we go. So let's go do it again. So if you look at this, we partially inflated this. That's really been, I think, too inflated because the panel's gonna be hard to get in, but we can let some air out. So now I'll go to the next baffled area, okay? Okay, here we are now. I'm pumping up the actually front portion of the forward portion of the boat to get the air into these 2 front baffles. Like I said, the baffle comes all the way around, and here's the connector to that. And that'll get it. We'll get this going. We don't want to overinflate it. Because what I mean by overinflate it, not as in too much pressure, but too tight to where it's harder to get those floorboards in. So I think a little bit more should be good enough. Once that front pop up, I think that'll be good enough for that. Okay, we'll stop there and see what happens. It's a little too tight. All you do is just push that. I think that's good enough. It's partially inflated. So now we'll start putting the floorboards in. Let's try it. Let's get it. Like I said, we're gonna do number 1 first. They're labeled. So let's put number 1 in. This is the hole, and this hole is going to go over to where the inflator is. And you're going to see that inflator is off a little bit. It don't go into the center. You'll see that to me. Now when I talk about the inflator is off a little bit, what I'm talking about is the keel, because that's the keel. So what we're going to do, we need to put this up front and under here. And once we get this under here, we make sure it's all the way up in front, up against the front. Then we got to make sure our keel is centered. Because if your keel is centered in the middle of that, then you will know at that point, when you inflate this thing, the keel's going to be right. So that looks fair. That looks even. That looks even. It's all the way up front. So there we go. See that? It's in the middle. Make sure that's in the middle of your keel. Okay? And now we're going to start with number 4. Number 4 goes into the aft portion, which is the stern of this dinghy, and this portion goes in the middle. So let's check it out. So we're going to put it in like this, get it up under here. Now it's up under. What I usually do, I see this, I try to center this with that. That way I know at least it's in the middle of the boat. These are about right, this is about right, so that's about close enough, okay? This is going to be 2 and 3. Remember I told you, these are the tricky ones. So let's check it out, see what happens. Put in number 2, get it up under here. And you're going to see as you start messing with this, you got to clear this white portion. You can't let this white be up under it. Like right now, my white's up under it. It shouldn't be up under it. I got to move that out the way. Number 2, and as you can see the gap between the white and the black? You should make sure it's like that, because otherwise, if you get some of this white up under the floorboard, you're going to pinch it. And we flip it over. When I show you the keel is inflated, you'll see that if we didn't do it right. So I make sure both sides are clear. They feel like they're clear. So let's go to number 3, okay? Try to get these panels even. How I do it, I try to just line this up where those are lined up. It ain't gonna be perfect, but it'll be close. Now we're gonna put in section 3. So with number 3, let me get this inflator out the way. I keep moving it. Okay. So we gotta put it inside there. It's all the way in the back. Remember I told you that's lined up as close. So now we got that in. Here's the tricky part. It's very, very tricky because you got to lift this up and get 2 and 3 together. So let's try it and see what happens. Here's where we are. So now we got this. We're putting the floorboards in like I stated. And if you could look down here and see, you'll see, look how I got number 2 and 3 at an angle. What I'm going to do is put them at this angle and I'm going to smash it down and make sure none of this white on there. Okay, so let's see what happens. We're going to slowly push it down. As you push it down, you're going to keep pushing it and keep pushing it, keep pushing it, and you're going to make sure none of this white is pinched. As you can see, some of this white's up under it. So you got to keep playing with the white, push, playing with the white, push, playing with the white, and you keep doing both sides, okay? Till you get it down. So you slowly push it down. You come over this side, and you keep pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, keep pushing it till it's down. As you can see, it's down, but I can see it's some white up under it. Like, you hear that? Hear that? That means some white was up under it. Then I take my hand and I push it and see if I can feel it. This is clear. I can feel that. This is clear. This feel like it's jammed up a little. Now let's go to the other side. All right, so you can see what I mean? The white's up under it. So you keep pulling it up till the white's not trapped under there. And right now I can feel it's clear, it's clear, it's clear. I'm running my hand all the way through. So now it appears to me that it's all clear. So now the floorboard is in. Now we can continue inflating the boat. I got the floorboard in, and one thing I almost forgot is this bar. This bar goes with panels 3 and 4. And here's like panel 4, here's panel 3, and all they do is they secure right in here, and this part is the concave portion that goes towards the tube, okay? So let's try it. These supports, here's the concave portion touching this. I make sure these are still lined up, and what you're doing, you're going to tuck it under here and just keep tucking it and keep tucking it till it falls in place, okay? Let's get it in place here. Look like now we have it in place. Everything's there. Make sure no white is pinched between it, which is not. Now we're clear. And we go to the other side. We do the same thing. Make sure the bar is evenly spaced. Make sure the white's out of the way. That's about evenly spaced. White's out of the way. Only thing we're doing is popping it in place now. Okay, now we got it. Look like we got that piece. The white's not jammed between it. Everything looks good, it's clear. Now we're done with that. Now we can start inflating. Let's do it. Okay, now we'll inflate again. This is gonna be our final inflate for this. Get this done, put this connect on here. Get in here, tighten it up. Whenever I get it in here, one day. There we go, now it's in there. So let's check it out. Let's get it going. Okay, so here we are. We're pumping it. As you notice, it's a manual pump. This is the pump that comes with this dinghy. This pump is made to where you can't overinflate the dinghy. Of course, I know some people say I can use my compressor. I got a compressor too. But if you use your compressor, you can blow these tubes. This is made where you just keep pumping and pumping, and then eventually it's going to stop pumping. And it's getting hard now. So what I have to do, you see, I have to really push on it. And you just keep doing that until it's completely inflated. That's it. See, here we go. Now it's done. I can't put no more in it. As hard as it can get. Okay, and that's it. Now that baffle's done. Open the port side baffle. The port stern baffle. That's what I'm gonna call it. Because it's on the left side and it's going towards the back. And it's the same thing. Just keep pumping it till it's done. I can feel it's getting harder. I can feel it's running out of air. Getting there almost, and I pump it till it stops. That way I got the most pressure in this dinghy and I don't have to worry about it. There we go. It popped out by us. Okay, as you notice, I got the port and the starboard baffles inflated. Everything's straight. This is really tight. That one's tight. It's not overinflated because the pump will not let you overinflate it. Their pump. Use your compressor, it's gonna sound like a bomb. Anyway, if you look at these panels, there's the sides, evenly spaced. Look at the edges, they're lined up. That's how it should be. Now I know everything's centered. You look at the keel, it's still towards the middle. It's off a little, but that's not no big deal. So now we're going to pump this part, and then that'll be it. Then we'll pump the keel and we'll see what we got. Let's check it out. Okay. So now we're actually pumping in the bow portion of our dinghy, which I told you they have their own baffle. Comes around here. We have the starboard and the port sides of the aft end of the stern end pumped up. Now we're doing this end, and we're gonna keep pumping it till we get it all pumped in. Once it's done, we'll be done with that. Then we'll start on the keel. The keel is the bottom part. That's what forms the V of this boat. So let's continue to pump, then I'll show you the keel next, okay? Okay, now I connected it up to the keel. That's the black portion. That's the part I was telling you that was in the middle. It's gonna form the V. So let's do that. Okay, I'm almost done with the keel. Can't get no more air in it. That's it. Let me lock it. Now it's completely inflated. Now, I'll turn it over and let you check it out. 1 minute. Okay, whew, that's tiring. I'm gonna be honest with you because I keep pushing it till it stops. You can stop it early, but I don't. I keep pumping it till it can't pump no more. Now it's fully inflated. Now let's flip it over and check it out. So here we go. If you come over here and you can see the V shape, that's it. Here's the V. Here's your keel. Everything looks evenly spaced. No bulges where you might have pinched some of the white between the black, and that's it. It's completely inflated. Now I'll show you how to put on the seat, and I'll show you how to do the oars, okay? Check it out. Okay, so now we're just putting in the seat, and I just keep tapping it like this. till it's all the way up. Too far, too far, too far. And as you see, look at the spacing here. Look at the spacing here. Now it's in the middle. Now the seat's on. Now I'll attach the oars. Show you how oars attach. First thing, the oars, they have a quick disconnect. And they come like this. So you're gonna put them in like this. You're gonna connect your quick disconnect. Your quick disconnect is in. Now what you're gonna do, you're going to take this connector right here. And by the way, this is a multi-purpose connector. What I understand, this connector also can hold a bimini. So I read somewhere, I don't know how true it is, I think Newport vessels made that to put a bimini in. So you're gonna put this in like this. We're gonna get that in. Now that that's in, now we're gonna tighten it up. Tighten this thing up. Okay, so now we got it tightened up. Now your oars on, you want to secure them. Just gonna push them down here in this rubber piece right here. And that's it, you have your oars. Obviously, your oars gonna work like this. They made the swivel, so if you're in the ocean, you don't have your engine, at that point, you're gonna use your oars. But that's it, now, your oars are ready to go. Okay, so that's it. Now we have the oars on, we got the seat in, we got the panels on. You can see the keel is in the center, it's locked. All our valves are locked. This thing is done. Now we just need to put the motor on. We'll show you that in a minute. What we're gonna do with the motor, and that's it. And that's all. All done. Very simple. Got it all done. And like I said, it was a lot of work. And also, I meant to mention too, they have two seat areas. So if you want a seat here, I think you could probably buy another seat and sit here. But I think I'm gonna be more comfortable. I'll be sitting in here. I'm more comfortable sitting up here. And my wife will be sitting up here on this side. And my motor will be back here. My gas tank is gonna be back here over to that side because I want it on her side also. That way we'll be balanced. And if I need to, I can move over and I can move back a little bit, but I think that'll be good. If I have to, I can sit way back here like this. I really don't want to because I don't want to bow up. I want it to keep down as much as possible. But they say it will get on plane with that 9.9 horsepower Honda I have. They said we'll put it on plane, so we'll see what happens. If it does put on plane, which I'm pretty sure it will, we'll be in good shape. Then it'll be level like this. But anyway, like I said, that's it. It's all assembled. We're ready to go to the ocean. Thank you. Okay, what we're putting here now, this is Little Lay, which is my wife's name, and this is Big Al, our mini yacht, certified as a yacht. We'll call it a mini yacht. I mean, it has 2 bedrooms and a stove and a refrigerator and 2 showers and all that stuff, but it's still a mini yacht. We'll put these. This is gonna be Little Lay. We're done. Okay, here's gonna be our next adventure, just to give you a heads up, like a preview. We're gonna put these on next. These is our wheels, so we can actually roll this thing to the water, take it out of our truck and roll it to the water, and then we'll actually have the wheels on it. And once you get it it mounts like this, and it can stay on with the engine. So we'll put it on this side like this. It'll mount like that, stays on with the engine. Then at that point, when it's in the water, all you're doing is like this. You're taking this bracket and you're breaking this apart and you bring it all the way down to the bottom. You have it like this. So now it'll be like this, right? It'll be like this. And we mount it like that. Then when you get done, you unloose the pin and flip it up and you can leave it on. Or you'll be able to take this pin completely out and take it off and store this in your vehicle. Just leave the bracket on, whatever you prefer. But that'll be our next video, our next adventure. You'll see. This thing's good. You'll see. We'll get it done, all right?